So welcome to Study with Aksh, and hello friends, my name is Aksh and I will be teaching you class 7 science and maths along with robotics. Okay, so as I promised you that we will be doing first science chapter, which will be windstorms and cyclones, and this is our chapter number 14. So first let us see the overview of the whole chapter. So the winds always move from high pressure to low pressure. Okay, so it is a very important time. It will surely come in your exams. So let me tell you here at the downmost. Winds move from high pressure to low pressure. Okay, also if you remember heat moves, not moves, flows. Okay, flows from high temperature to low temperature. Yes, high temperature to low temperature. Okay, so heat and winds, you can see that both comes from high to low. Okay, and one more example of diffusion. If you remember, diffusion also high concentration to low concentration. To low concentration. I'm just writing constant because no more spaces there. Okay, so you can see all these terms. In all three terms it says that high to low, so you can remember that winds you can term with heat and diffusion. Means not all the three means the same, but you can see that all moves from high to low. Okay, so you can remember like this. Okay, and the word monsoon, here double S has come, so let me erase that first. I had to write there O. Okay, here O will come, so monsoon. Okay, so the word monsoon is derived from the Arabic word mosam, which means seasons. So you may combine that as monsoon comes from the Arabic word which is mosam. And mosam means seasons. Okay, so like if you will learn in a flow chart, so you will remember things easily. Okay, and the overview again, thunderstorms, we will be talking about them in detail. So thunderstorms occur in hot, humid tropical areas. Okay, so let us see about the cyclone's name. Just a minute. Cyclones names. So cyclone is said as cyclone in India. Okay, so in India we say cyclone as cyclone only. Okay, it is said as typhoon in Japan and Philippines. Okay, and it is said as hurricane in American continent, and it is said as Willy Willy's in Australia. Okay, so cyclone in India, typhoon in Japan and Philippines, and hurricane in the American continent, and Willy's in Australia. So let me check in the immersive reader. It is said as Willy's or Villi or something. From here to here. Willy's. Okay, and also the Philippines. Just a minute. Philippines. Okay. So you may remember these also. These are the notes that I am writing, so you may write them. Okay. So cyclone in India. Cyclone. Okay. In Japan and Philippines. In Japan and just a minute. Philippines. It is said as typhoon in the American continent. It is said as the hurricane and in Australia it is said as Willy's. Okay, so these all are the different cyclones name. Okay, different cyclones name means all mean the same word, which is cyclone, but all have different types of pronunciations and words for that. Okay, different words for cyclone. Okay, so moving on to thunderstorms. Where does these happen? So it happen in hot, humid tropical areas. So as the temperature rises up, strong upward winds are produced. So these strong upward winds carry water droplets upwards and freeze and fall again. Okay. So the strong upward winds carry the water droplets upwards, and up that is cold. As the temperature decreases, as the altitude increases, so the water droplets freeze and fall again. So the swift movement of falling water droplets along with the rising air creates sound and lightning, and this forms thunderstorms. So the swift movement of falling of the water droplets along with the rising air creates sound and lightning. So these are called thunderstorms. This make thunderstorms. Always remember, as altitude increases, temperature decreases. Temperature decreases. Okay. Now coming on to cyclones. So the air tends to rise and cause a drop in pressure, and more air rushes towards the center of the storm. This cycle is repeated, which results in the formation of very high speeded winds revolving around it. Okay, and this forms a cyclone. So mainly cyclone occurs in water. Okay, and very rarely, whenever it comes to land, it slows down. First of all, it slows down and finished. Slows down and stopped at all. Okay, and stopped. Okay, so cyclone very rarely comes to the land, and when it comes to the land, it slows down and it gets stopped, finished. Okay, and mainly it comes in water bodies. In water bodies, it has very high speeded winds revolving around the center, and this causes cyclone. As the air tend to rise and cause a drop in pressure, more air rushes towards the center of the storm. Okay, so remember this. Okay, so information about cyclones. So the cyclone has a calm area known as the eye of the cyclone, which is free of clouds. Okay, it is free of clouds. Cyclone ranges from 10 kilometer to 15 kilometer high. Okay, and the diameter of the eye of the cyclone ranges from 10 kilometer to 30 kilometer, whereas the size of the eye of the cyclone ranges to 150 kilometers. Okay, size. And also the speed of, just a minute. Also the speed of the high winds of the cyclone raises to 150 km per hour to 250 km per hour. Okay. So the speed of high winds of the cyclone ranges from 150 km per hour to 250 km per hour. Okay. Now the tornadoes. What do you mean by the term tornadoes? Tornadoes, first of all, let us see that the tornado speed ranges to 300 km, means 50 km per hour more than the cyclones. 300 km per hour. Okay. And when does tornadoes occur and why does it occur? So when the sun heats the ground, air near the surface is warmed and rises. This creates very big clouds. Okay, and wind speed increases strongly with height. So the fast moving wind began to spin and roll over slower. So the fast moving wind began to spin and roll over the slower air below. Okay, this causes the winds to spin and roll like cylinder, and this forms tornadoes. This forms tornadoes. So let me explain you again. When the sun heats the ground, the air on the surface is warm, so the warm air rises up, and this creates very big clouds due to condensation. In the temperature decreases, and wind speed increases strongly with height, as we all know that. Also, the fast moving wind begin to spin and roll over, means roll over the slower air below. Okay, and this causes the wind to spin and roll like the cylinder. Okay, and always remember that tornadoes occurs on land. It does not occur in bottom. It occurs on land. Okay, and some facts for you. Normally, air is a bad conductor of electricity, but however, when two clouds having a large amount of positive and negative state charges approaches each other, the air becomes a good conductor of electricity. Thus, the electrons from the negatively charged clouds push their way through the air so as to reach the positively charged clouds, and in doing so, the air gets white hot, and hence a dazzling bluish white streak of light is formed, which is called as lightning. Okay, so normally air is the bad conductor of electricity, as we all know, but as we know that lighting happens in air only, so means it becomes a good conductor of electricity. So how it becomes? It becomes good conductor of electricity when two clouds having huge amount of positive and negative states charges approaches each other, and also the electrons from the negatively charged clouds push their way through the air so they can reach the positively charged clouds, and in doing so the air gets white hot, and hence a dazzling bluish white streak of light is formed, which is called as lightning. And also ozone gas is produced during lightning. Full stop. Okay, ozone gas. Okay, and also some instruments name. So with used for measuring wind speed is anemometer. Instrument for measuring atmosphere with pressure is barometer. Here it should be atmospheric pressure, but okay, atmospheric pressure it should be, but okay, atmosphere with pressure is barometer. It means the same only, but indirectly. And also the direction of wind is denoted by an instrument called wind vane. Okay, and do you know that lightning is helpful in its own ways too? So how? So lightning is useful in nature because during lightning, intense heat and high temperature, and lightning is useful in nature because during the lightning, intense heat and high temperature are produced. So as a result, the nitrogen combines with oxygen to form its oxides, and these oxides of nitrogen further gets dissolved in water to form a dilute solution of nitric acid that comes to the ground with rain. So the oxides of nitrogen further gets dissolved in water to form a dilute solution of nitric acid that comes to the ground with rain. So this is how nature provides nitrogenous compounds to the plants that are important for their growth, for protein synthesis also. Okay, and I guess you have heard about the atmospheric electricity now. So atmospheric electricity is due to the ionization of air by the ultraviolet UV rays of the sunlight, ionization of them. Okay, UV. I hope you like the class. And also some precautions, like you should never be in a single tree as you can get a lightning. Okay, and also whenever you are in the forest, you can hide under a bunch of trees. Okay, and most probably in the cars, cars and buildings, you must hide there. Okay, and here I guess a brain tickler was there. I hope so it is right now, as I thought it would be there, so I may tell you about that. No, it's not there here. It would be in did you know, I guess. So did you know? Where is the did you know? Is this the did you know? No. I guess the 9th chapter. Nope. Yes. So here, yes, this. So a bolt of lightning travels at the speed more than 4 lakh kilometer per hour. Okay, speed more than 4 lakh kilometer per hour. So it can heat the air around it to a temperature which is more than 4 times the temperature of the surface of the sun, which is 6000 multiplied by 4. Okay, 24,000 degrees Celsius. Okay, and that is why it makes lightning so much dangerous. Okay, I hope it was all clear, and thank you for joining the class. Thank you, and if you don't know my channel's name, it is Study with Aksh.